dear, we're still goodbye. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Alright guys, don't mind the hair, I was gonna wake up early to wash it, but I didn't. But something just arrived, and I'm gonna be showing you what's inside in just a few minutes because I am very much excited for it. Guys, they are so... yeah, okay, cats out of the way. They are so damn stunning. I mean, this one in particular, this color, to die for. So don't do what I just did, guys. Don't buy a trilogy if you haven't read the first book yet. But I couldn't contain myself, so I did. But it is dangerous, and so I'm hopefully not gonna regret this. But so these covers, this is the Illumicrate special edition of the Greenbone Saga, and these covers are very different from the original ones, which I will put here on the screen for comparison. But so they are so damn gorgeous that I was just like, I need these. I absolutely need these. And so first off, this is a naked hardcover design, which I absolutely love. They also have stenciled edges. So these are the edges for this one, and then like a quote at the back, on my honor, and like each one has a different quote here. So Greenbone Saga is basically a series I don't know super much about. It is Asian setting fantasy. I think it's Chinese setting. It has to do with sort of like these families who deal with jade trade, and jade has these sort of like magical properties, and so it kind of feels like a sort of like mafia type setup. That's the way in any case that I've always considered that this series is going to be. But so first one, Jade City. It's so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Jade City. Yeah, all people loving. And here is the signature. So first one, second one. So the first two have these beautiful Christmas colors, the beautiful green one. And so here is a beautiful red one. Just look at that. It is just to die for. And the blades actually changed. So the design is more or less the same, but you can kind of see that the blades on the side of the title are different types of blades. And so I'm wondering whether these refer to maybe different clans, for example, but I'll find out when I finally get around to reading this one. So these are the stencils here, which is also that other type of blade, so more like a samurai blade in this case, and then On My Life. And then the third one, so this has just come out. This is like the most recent publication within this series, which is like the final concluding novel, which is Jade Legacy. This beautiful blue, which has the guns to the sides, and then you have guns over here, which is nice with that like sort of like swirl of smoke around it, and then On My Jades. So very, very eager for this series. It's not going to happen in 2021 anymore, but so 2022 this series is definitely getting read. And I actually did not know that there was more to this package. I was going to be content with just the books, but there is more to it. So we also have a package of animal pins, and so I'll just take them out of the package so you can see them individually. So it is, yeah, are you focusing there? Yeah, okay. So these are the individual ones. I don't know yet to what this refers to, but I'm sure I will find out soon. In any case, they are gorgeous. This one isn't really capturing well. Yeah, that's better. So they've got this gorgeous green color from the first cover, which I already indicated is my favorite. You know, I love green. So yeah, they're beautiful, and I'm sure I'll figure out what they refer to when I finally read this. Then we have bookmarks for our cast of characters. I was kind of hoping for it to just be 3, I guess, because then I could just like easily choose one bookmark per book. But so here I'm gonna have to make choices. I don't know these characters. Even if I did, I probably would struggle because I find it very difficult to identify characters based on art because I don't really make pictures in my head. But I do absolutely love this one. It once again has that beautiful green background to it, and I really love the way in which they're portrayed and the way in which they very much look like, they're very much distinct looking, based on this. It wouldn't be like you're struggling to keep one apart from the other. And so I'm very eager to see whether this art is going to help me distinguish these characters when I get around to reading the books. And then finally, there's also this souvenir plate set with the squid on here and like some lanterns here. I don't know whether it's because it's mentioned something here like twice lucky Jan Loon. I don't know whether that refers, for example, to something within the book or whether that's just like the creator of this particular piece, because as I said, indicated, I don't know this book, and that Chinese character is now something that I'm like, probably should know what that is, but it's weird because it just looks like this thing is reversed on that side, so maybe it's just like one character, but they're like blending into one, so it takes up the space. Yeah, cat is ruining my lighting here. It takes up the space of a single Chinese character, but it does not look like a Chinese character. It really is that one reversed, right? So perhaps this doesn't mean anything. This on its own. Alright, should have gone with my first guess when I originally saw this character. I thought it was luck, and that is indeed what it means. But so as I was indicating, indeed, this part, so this is the character for luck. It's called G. I know another character for luck, which is why I didn't trust my first instinct. But so this is luck, and that's basically just the reverse, so that when you look at it from that side, you also see luck here, but this together is not a traditional character, so it's just this half that is the traditional character. This is just an explanation by Chinese that I'm sure nobody's actually interested in, but so yeah, that's what this souvenir plate is all about. And so I don't know, as I indicated, whether there is some sort of a significance with the book in terms of them including a plate, whether it's just a functional gift linked to a book or whether there's also some sort of a significance towards the content of the book. But yeah, very happy with that one. Absolutely. I very much am so eager to start these books now. Part of me was hoping that like in a week before Christmas, when I have a week off, I might just try to read the entire series, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to prioritize the TBR that I've set myself. I'm doing good on my TBR, but not good enough that I think I'll have the time to still put these into 2021. So it's gotta be for 2022. But in any case, probably early 2022.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Ooh. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, your troubles will be miles away. we all will be together if the fates allow. Hang a shining star above the highest bough and have yourself a merry little Christmas. Oh, have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
Hey guys, so it is exactly 1 week before Christmas, and so I thought I'd do a little bit of a Christmas vlog. So I'm gonna be including a little bit of a B-roll after this particular clip of everything that I've had so far in my advent calendar, because I have kept up to date with filming that, because I originally was going to be vlogging throughout the month of December, but I've just really not been feeling in the vlogging mood. But today I just got so excited with lighting my final advent calendar that advent candle that I was like, I really am so in the mood to get ready for Christmas, and so I'm gonna be taking you guys along throughout this week. So this vlog is going to contain some reading content, as always. It's going to contain some Christmas shopping, maybe. It's going to contain me packaging all of my gifts, because yes, that still needs to happen. Writing Christmas cards, hopefully doing some Christmas baking. I am also then going to be unpacking the rest of my advent calendars. I might include a little bit of a review of like my favorite things that I got into in the advent calendar. Cleaning up this place, because last minute we settled on our Christmas Eve plans, and it's going to take place over here, so I need to make sure that all that junk is off of that table. Yeah, and whoever knows what else is going to come. I do have my niece and nephew coming over on Wednesday, so there won't be any content for when they are here. But yeah, I think I already have mentioned quite a lot of things that I want to be doing, so I'm pretty sure that this vlog is gonna be chock full regardless. You can also already immediately shame me if this video is not going live on Christmas Day, because my intention is to update this vlog daily and to edit this vlog daily so that it can actually go up on the 25th. So that this is a nice sort of like timely Christmas vlog in any case. But so yeah, let's just dive into it. I am currently reading 2 books, and I don't plan to finish them. I mean, that would be a miracle if I finished those before Christmas. Like, maybe that should be my Christmas miracle, but I don't think so. But so, I'm currently reading 2 books. First one is a reread, which I won't be talking about a whole lot because it is a 4th book in a series, and that is Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. It's an entire workout for your arm to even hold this thing up, because this is 1,400 pages, I think, or at least 1,200 pages. But so yeah, 4th book in the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. This is epic fantasy, and this is amazing. I love this one so much. It's not my favorite in Stormlight Archive, but I definitely enjoyed it a whole lot because it also ties in with the rest of Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere, which is basically like a bookish version of an MCU, let's call it like that. But so yeah, this one, I started my reread yesterday. I'm like almost nowhere within this book, but I'm going to be making my way through this slowly throughout this week and next week to hopefully still finish it before the end of the year. But priority in terms of finishing before the end of the year is book number 2, which is basically sort of like TBR veteran at this point. Not in the sense that it's been on my physical TBR the longest. I don't know which book has been on my physical TBR the longest, but in terms of how many times I've put it on a TBR and not read it. And that is Congo by David van Rijbroek. This is a non-fiction book. It is a Dutch book, but it is translated in English, I think. And so this is a non-fiction about Congo. So far, I've read not that much yet, but I've read the introduction in the first chapter. And so there's not a whole lot about the pre-colonial period. As far as I've read, it's just more difficult to find source material on that because of oral tradition being the only way that things were handed down. And so the only information we have about pre-colonial history, we need to kind of get out of archaeological discoveries. So there's not a whole lot that we have. So that's probably also the reason why not a whole lot is included in here. So I did enjoy seeing that part about the pre-colonial history, but so we are now diving into colonial era. So the first chapter that I just read was going into how Congo became property of Leopold II. So this is basically my priority. I'm going to definitely at the very least want to be reading one chapter of this a day, which would mean that I would land in like the midway point by Christmas. But ideally, I want to be trying to read 2 chapters a day, and then I can finish it like close to Christmas or like right after Christmas or something like that. So this is my priority read. I will be potentially talking about it from time to time throughout this vlog, but I think I'm mainly going to be focusing on the Christmas content throughout this vlog, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
We've no place to go. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Hey guys, so I did not manage one of my goals for yesterday, so I did not read even a single chapter in Congo by David van Rijbroek. I read like 15 pages, but like the chapter that I was reading had 45 pages in total. So I've since read this morning, I read a further 15 pages in that. But so for today, I'm hoping to finish that chapter and read another one at the least so that I keep up with the pace of 1 chapter a day. I think realistically speaking, that's the pace that I need to be following. Now, yesterday, aside from that, I had a pretty productive day, considering the fact that I had a very late start to my day, and today is no exception. I also had a late start to my day. It was already 11, I think, when I started my day. It's already past 12 at this point in time, and all that I've basically done is, read 15 pages in Congo and made breakfast for myself, and I actually still need to have my tea, which I now realize has been steeping for way longer than the 10 minutes that it's supposed to, so hopefully it'll still be nice. So, wrapping my gifts is now on my to-do list for today. I need to go buy stamps so that I can post my Christmas cards, and I then need to read those 2 chapters of Congo, as I indicated. Ideally, I want to edit this video as far as it's gotten already at this point in time. And let's be reasonable and keep it at that. Alright, so that's the idea for today. Let's get cracking. I didn't give you guys an update yesterday about what I was like, about my to-do list for yesterday. I think it was pretty light. I didn't do a whole lot, even though I still felt like I had no time to read. And in the evening, I decided to give up on Congo by David van Rijbroek. So I really want to dive deeper into this subject, but it really just read like a textbook. It really was just like a struggle to get through, and I was looking up reviews like Monday evening, I think, which is my sign that something is wrong. If I look up a review midway through the book, it's usually to see whether things get better or not. And so yeah, there was mixed opinions, as there always is. Of course, there are people who found it to be really great, but even some of the people who were saying negative things about it were saying that it was very easy to read, and I felt like it's not easy to read. I'm finding it very difficult to focus on it, and so it just became too much of a textbook narrative, and the fact that it is almost 600 pages long of textbook narrative style just made it too much. Also, I felt like we were going over certain periods too quickly because he is going through a very long period of time, and so as a consequence you cannot go deep into certain things, but I still would have expected that there would be more time spent on the colonial period, or like not on the colonial period, but on the period in which it was property of Leopold II. This is basically part of the period that is considered to be the most brutal period in time, and so I felt like he went over some of those things like too quickly, too casually. And while he did mention some of the things that were happening, like the chopping off of hands and things like that, that was just mentioned like once, for example, with already a caveat in it that it wasn't really that widespread of a practice. But I would have expected us to dive into details a little bit more about what was taking place during that period in time. And so from the comments that I saw from certain people, they were saying that certain people were very much disappointed that this is still the most sort of like go-to title when it comes to learning about Congo, and that there were much better titles out there, and they also were giving some examples, for example. And the good thing about some of those also is that they're way shorter, so I am going to give up on this one, and once I get to 0 TBR, I'm gonna try and find one of those other books and try and see if one of those works better for me. I've given up on that. I am now solely focusing on Rhythm of War, but I'm also like, I've given up on the idea of finishing my reread for it this year. I'm gonna go through it pretty slowly. I had totally underestimated how busy I was gonna be these days, and like at the end of the day, if you're asking me what did I do in a day, it's not much. And even today, maybe today will be different because finally I woke up in time because I needed to, because my HelloFresh delivery was coming at like 10. So I woke up, like I got out of bed around 9. So I've had a pretty productive day already. So I've put the HelloFresh away and I've gone through my sort of like fridge and finally got rid of a few of the things that had been like lingering in there, a few sauces that were like long expired that I was finally getting rid of. So the fridge is now looking good, and it needs to be, because I'm gonna go Christmas shopping now. I'm gonna go get my Christmas groceries, and hoping that I won't have to go twice, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go twice because, you know, I don't have a car, so I need to put all my groceries in a trolley, and I'm pretty sure that they won't all fit.
So let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Merry Christmas, everybody! So it's the 24th. I just went to the city center to get like the final things, basically a baguette and a few things that I needed if I wanted to make Christmas cookies. So I'm just gonna make myself a quick lunch now, and then I think until like 3 or something like that, I'm gonna try to bake Christmas cookies, as many Christmas cookies as I can, and then at 3 I'm probably gonna start preparing for the Christmas Eve dinner. So looking forward to it. I think I'm gonna download the audiobook for Rhythm of War while doing that. I've been debating doing it or not, but the main reason why I wasn't gonna do it is because Evershore is released on the 28th, and so I wanted an Audible credit for that, but like my Audible credit arrives on the 29th, so it really isn't a big difference. So I think I'll just download the audiobook of Rhythm of War, and then I'll listen to that while I'm preparing Christmas cookies. So yeah. So looking forward to these 2 days, very much in my element. These are my 2 favorite days of the year, so here we go. Hey guys, so it is like the 27th of December at this point in time, so I just got done editing the rest of this video, and so I'm gonna be ending the video here, but I'm gonna end it by giving you a look at the books that I got for Christmas. I won't give you an overview of everything else. I got quite a few things, but I'll only go into the books that I got, and then I'm gonna give you an overview of like the 3 favorite items in each one of my advent calendars that I received. So, starting with the Rituals Advent Calendar. So one of the favorite things about the Rituals Advent Calendar is that it includes the actual ritual of the Advent, so the actual ritual of the lighting of the 4 candles in the lead up to Christmas. So each week we would get one of these candles. The first week we got 2 because the Advent actually started before the month of December, but I really enjoyed that a whole lot, and it also gave me a chance to light some of their candles. The sort of like luxury that I don't really, give myself. And with a candle, I always find it more difficult to rationalize the expense. But so I'm putting this one on here. This is the final one we got, which is Jade Vine in terms of its scents. And so I really enjoyed this one. We got 4 candles out of their luxury brand. So they are even more expensive than their regular candles. But I'm still not sure whether I'm going to do it, but they did have like a whole lot of burn hours. So it does, like, they are quality candles. They are going to last you a long time. So maybe one day I will buy one of these for me. Second item is actually something that I already had before I got this advent calendar, but I'm including it because, it is still a favorite of mine. I just got a refill before this one dropped in the box, and that is the fragrance sticks, and that is the Ritual of Jing, so the dark green color. I just really love this scent. It is still my favorite line of rituals, and I enjoyed every item we got within this advent calendar for Ritual of Jing. And so the fragrance sticks, even though I already had them, it's definitely something that I'm gonna keep going back for every time I run out. And then the final one that I'm including is a little bit of an odd one out, and it's the Ritual of Oud, which is a shower gel. Now, I wouldn't necessarily buy this because I basically use soap bars normally for environmental reasons, but I actually really enjoyed using this one, the Ritual of Oud. It's the type of scent that I would never buy myself, I think, because it's basically oud or out, or however you need to pronounce it, and patchouli, and so it's very herbally, it's very luxurious, indulgent, dramatic, but it makes for a very luxurious showering experience as well. It would be a nice one to like occasionally use if I'm like really craving a sort of like longer shower, for example. So these are the items from the Rituals Advent Calendar that I enjoyed the most. Second advent calendar is my Muesli advent calendar. I don't know in which countries they have them. They definitely have it in Germany and in the Netherlands and Belgium, I think. Most of the things are explained in German and in French. I'm gonna assume it's also in France, but I'm not entirely sure about outside of those countries. So the real winner for that advent calendar is definitely this thermos. So this is a tea thermos. As you will have seen earlier within this video, it had the lids, or the cap is made off of 2 parts. So you have a part that contains a tea strainer, and then you have the actual cap. And so you can brew your tea within this thermos itself. So you don't need to brew tea first and then put it in the thermos to keep it warm. You can combine those 2 with this one. And I've definitely been drinking a whole lot more tea since I received this in my advent calendar. Basically, more or less once every 2 days, I fill this one up and drink the entire thing in that day. So there have definitely been quite a lot of tea days in which I've been having a lot of tea because of this one. So one of the most practical things that was in there, and definitely one that I'll be enjoying a whole lot in the years to come. Second practical thing like that was the sort of like overnight oats jar. It's currently in the dishwasher, so I'll include a picture of it. But I just really enjoyed that. I thought that I didn't like porridge, for example, but I apparently just don't like warm porridge. I do enjoy when you create it like with the overnight oats system. So basically you put your oats in there until the level where it says oats, and you fill it up with milk or non-lactose or non-dairy products until the level where it says milk, and then you have this sort of like container that's inside that jar as well if you want to put like fruit in there, for example, so that the next morning when you take it out of your fridge and you take it with you to work, the fruits don't get soggy yet until the point in which you add them to the oats when you're about to go and eat them. And so I've been rediscovering oats in that way, and so it's definitely something that I'm going to be doing more once I go back into the office. And then the third item that I am going to mention as one of my favorites were some of these sort of like extra stuff. So we got some like nut butter bliss balls, which I really enjoyed. I still have some of these left. So it's just like some small energy bites that, you know, I've tried to make in the past myself, which didn't end up working all that well. And the good thing about this is that they also have like a creamy core filled with nut butter that I really enjoyed a whole lot. And then what I also really enjoyed was these sort of like chocolate covered cranberries, which made for a really nice topping for my overnight oats. So I might look for something like that in the local grocery store. If I cannot find it there, then maybe I'll see about ordering through my muesli itself. In terms of the granola and things like that, because I'm not mentioning any of that here, I definitely enjoyed having different types of their granola to try out, but in principle, I don't think that there was any sort of like big standout. And then I'll probably just revert back to granola from the supermarket or try to make some of my own again. But so yeah, those are the advent calendars. I really enjoyed having these two throughout the festive season. I've been wanting to have these for a while now, and so I'm happy I got them, and so we'll see what I end up getting next year. But so for Christmas, as I said, I got quite a lot of things, got a lot of things to eat, got a lot of things to drink, got a lot of things to build, and I also got a few things to read, and I was very, smart about that in advance because I made sure that there wasn't too much on there. Like, worst case scenario, I think I was gonna add like 3 or 4 unread books to my TBR, but in the end I only added 1 because I got 2 books in the end, one of which I already have read. And so the first book that I got was a memoir by Ai Weiwei. So this is 1,000 Years of Joy and Sorrow. This is a memoir of an artist. Ai Weiwei is a Chinese artist. He is kind of dissident within China, and he was also arrested at a certain point in time and like locked away in a sort of like isolation cell for I don't remember, 100 days, I think, or something like that. And so I have gone to multiple of his exhibits, both of his art installations and of his photography work, and I really find him to be a very fascinating figure. And so this is a memoir of his, and I'm very much looking forward to diving more into his backstory. You most likely know him from being the architect behind the bird's nest for the Beijing Olympics, but so he has done a lot other things, a lot more interesting things than that. But I have been in the Cited building as well. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to diving into this memoir. This is the book that is adding on to my TBR, which is currently 35 books strong. And then I'm going to flip you over for the next one. And so the second book is The Subtle Knife by Phillip Pullman. This is the illustrated edition. I have the illustrated edition of The Golden Compass, the first book within the series. And so, or the Northern Lights? Yeah, it's Northern Lights. Golden Compass is the US title, Northern Lights is the UK title. But so this is a gorgeous illustrated edition, and I bought the first one myself last year, but then this year I thought I'll just add it to my Christmas wish list. And so this is a book that I've already read. I read the entire trilogy when I was young, and so I don't necessarily need to read it immediately. But I do definitely at some point want to reread it, but it's not part of my Zero TBR projects. And so that was it. It was quite a long closing clip, but so I will have chaptered everything within this videos for easy access, though why I'm telling you guys this at the very end of this video, I don't know. But so I hope you still enjoyed this video. Merry Christmas to everybody. I am very grateful for everyone who follows me on this channel, or everybody who watches the video, who comments on the video, who likes the video, or anything like that. I've really enjoyed making content this year, and so looking forward to another year of content creation. But so yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys for the next one, and enjoy the remainder of this festive period. Bye!